Hello everybody, welcome back to the PokerStars Championship Bahamas, coming to you live from the Atlantis Resort here on the beautiful Paradise Island. We are bringing you our main event coverage with just 5 players left. We started with 6, we've only lost 1, Rasmus Glaesel, and now we are, as you find us, 5-handed, playing for the top prize of $480,000. My name is Matthew, hello, this is Joe Stapleton.
Hello, my baby. So we've lost 0 players since I was in here last?
Correct.
That is wild. What's the average stack now?
The average stack is 4.4. So we've got 2 players ahead of that.
That's 44 big blinds.
That is 44. Do you know, I was just going to say, we find ourselves at 50,000, 100,000. So if anyone at home does have any questions about blinds. Wow, that's pretty swift. We saw before the break a very interesting sequence of hands with Michael Vella deciding what was good enough to shove with and what was not. Shoved with the ace-queen, didn't get a call, but folded from the button with no one having acted before him. Folded the pocket 6s. So, it'd be interesting to know, he referred to himself as a wimp in an internal dialogue. We find him now with 14 big blinds. Cliff Joseph has done very well for himself. The blinds going up doesn't make it look so, but there was a point where he was down to 13 bigs, got himself up to about 35. Now he's sitting on 27, but just underneath Michael Gentili, who's not had a great day at the races.
I find it's pretty tough too. Hello. More all-ins. Well, he is not being a wimp anymore.
No, he has given himself a right good talking to.
That's what I was trying to say, Michael Vella. If you're done for 1 second, thank you. He's kind of unpredictable.
Yeah.
When he had 35 big blinds, I was noticing the hands that he was playing.
But I had 10 in my hand, so I figured it was you.
It was hard to tell what he was going to play and when or why. And
agreed. Limping in strange situations. Perhaps not raising hands that we would traditionally expect to see. Mr. Daniel Negrano was in with us, and he was a little bit perturbed by some of the actions being taken. But ultimately, he is in the last 5 out of a field of over 700 players, so he ain't no clown. He ain't clowning around. Remind you, if you'd like to say hello to us, we are coming to you live. The pictures we see are from 15 minutes ago, so we're able to give you the broadcast and still interact with you live and bring you the cards up coverage. Catch us on Twitter, hashtag PokerStarsTV. A lot of people enjoying the VR clip from that last episode shown of Poker in the Ears and Eyes. Jumbo McNutt says that VR clip is almost as funny as when Hartigan and Matt split their nuts while doing a Twitch stream. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was a home game. That once-in-a-lifetime home game where James Hartigan went for some snacks and showered the entire booth with his peanuts.
slip nuts, slipping on nuts. Did you guys slip on the nuts after you spilled them?
We were sitting down. It was pretty easy to avoid it. Good times.
Good times, great oldies coming at you on PokerStars TV, rocking your socks off 5 minutes after the top of the hour. Current temperature outside, 71 degrees with a slight northeasterly wind. Coming up next, we got tickets for Wango Tango, so stay tuned. And right now, it's a triple threat rock block from Cheap Trick.
I get the feeling that's not the first time you've done that.
It's not a memorized bit, if that's what you're saying.
Well, okay.
And I have listened to the radio before.
Oh, rally cap. How's it working?
On the button, a raise from Christian Harder. He went through a period in the last level where he just could not stop winning hands.
Yeah,
that's
sets and stuff, right?
A really handy skill to have in the game of poker. That guy appears to be wearing the thing they give you when you're in the hospital. Oh no, it's a hat. Sorry, I thought it was that thing when you're like bedbound. And that's that thing made out of recycled paper that you have to go toilet in. I thought it was a dare, but no, it's actually a hat.
Anything can be a hat, really, as long as it fits on your head.
Well, loving this. Look, Mr. Cliff Joseph, a delight to see. Finally has enough chips to actually properly play back a 3-bet to 700,000 with his ace-queen. King 8, entirely juicy in a 5-handed scenario, but won't want to go up against Cliff because that's going nowhere but all in if the hand progresses.
Yeah, it doesn't quite have the implied odds with Cliff's stack.
Smitty is saying maybe Vela wanted to show strong folds in the last level, so when he pushes this level, they think he's strong. Don't forget, I mean, maybe they've caught up with us and they've seen what he was folding, but the thing I think gives it away, Smitty, is the fact that we saw Michael suddenly, like, just talking to himself a lot and kind of beating himself up. So I think he was aware that he should have been more proactive, and I mean, back then it was something like he was on 17 big blinds and the next nearest player had 37 or something, so there's no way he could just be waiting for a level up.
Mike Avella wearing a rally cap now. He's got his rally cap on.
Man, he's switched it around. I didn't realize that that sort of a hat was interchangeable, but he has gone from front to back to back to front.
One legit on Twitch says, can you please be quiet so I can hear what they say? You're going to have a really difficult time getting the people on Twitch to be quiet so you can hear what me and Matt are saying.
Yeah, I mean, good luck with that. You're going to have to ban everyone. Off a leaking ace king. With the queen 10, entirely playable, but I'm not sure if Alexi is your opponent. Michael gently. Queen 8 big blind. It's been a pretty bad day so far for Michael. Came in as a big chip leader. Now down to 2,000. Sorry, excuse me. He wishes 2,670,000. Not 2,000 million.
We get some love right here from world champion Greg Merson. He says, well done today, guys, and a picture of himself, I think, watching on an iPad or a other tablet device outside.
Excellent.
I thought it was two bald guys standing behind a TV screen at first, but it's his knees.
I saw this 20K.
10k ante, boys.
What a guy. What a guy. He does now own half of all that guy sneezes now for life, though.
Oh, really? Is that the way? That's the way he operates?
Yeah.
I was.
I wish Michael had someone to chat to. Michael Bella strikes me as the sort of guy that most comfortable when everyone's kind of having a laugh and chatting and a bit of banter and a bit of teasing each other. And no one really suits that kind of style at this table.
There's a Michael Vella at every home game.
Almost
in
everyone.
every country around the world.
Almost everyone in any home game is a Michael Bella.
Yes.
Out of here before that. Just saying.
Certainly in any pub game I ever played in, when playing poker in pubs became very popular. There was always at least 6 or 7 of them, a couple of Kasoofs, a few Stapletons.
What's that show? You have made the list.
I just hate going broke from the home game because then I'm out. And I know that sounds sort of obvious, but it's not about winning for me. I just like to be in the action, you know what I mean? I like to be taking it out and chopping it up.
That's what I've heard. Well, Christian Hunter's going to defend his big blind. Got ace 3
really
off
thought by now
up
that
against
he would
Alexis
back to a
king
flash and
queen
20 would be out of
suited
here.
hearts. Over 500,000 in the middle, as you might expect for this level. 10, 7, 5, 2 spades.
Charter checks.
Bit of backdoor love for the spades potentially. Not much for Alexi other than 2 overcards and the betting lead. And keep the foot down with 250 or something.
Good conversation.
God bless him.
I would talk to you, Mikey.
Reminds me of Trianimals.
Hmm?
What clips know that game? Okay. Trianimals? I don't know. Black triangle game. You and I are about the same age, right, 50? Yeah. Numbers.
Continuation bet from
Dominoes,
Alexi here,
Dominoes.
280,000.
I remember that. You lined them up. I didn't know the name of that game. Trianimal. I think it was Trianimals. I'm probably wrong. But that doesn't make any sense. Trianimals. Let's Google it.
Classic conversation.
Hey, remember that game Clown Fart? Remember that old game, Matt?
About the same age, aren't we? Clown Fart, you
Clown
know.
Fart. You know Clown Fart? Oh, wait, what is it? I was thinking of Yahtzee.
Roll the dice and Clown Fart!
Why was I always yelling Clown Fart then?
Probably
No, I
because you were
wasn't.
like 11-year-old kid just running around.
Or 43. 42, which is it? I can't remember how old I am.
43.
Thank you. Good question, Benno. Who wants to know what different values of chips are being used throughout the entire tournament, Dave?
I believe the smallest ones in action ever, day one, is a 25. And the biggest one must be the 500,000. Is that right?
We're going to find out momentarily.
The half mil And the 25. Well, that's what's happening right now.
There they are.
Yeah, but the question was throughout the entire tournament.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying, is I believe the smallest one we ever start with, obviously, is 25.
Oh, a 25 chip, yeah.
A 25 value chip, and the largest...
Then there's 100.
And the largest one we ever get.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a 500, 1,000, 5Ks, 10Ks, 25Ks.
Is there a 10?
No, there isn't. And I believe the 500,000 is the largest one we have.
Cute.
We should get them all to go across the screen like little Pac-Men, just like a chip parade, with a bit of comical music behind it. They'll never let us do that. We'll save that for poker. So this was raised up by Michael, who finally, Michael Gentili, excuse me, 2 Michaels still on the table, of course, from the cutoff with queens, has been called by Christian Harder with his pocket 8s, and now slam the doors because Alexei Opolkin, excuse me, King Jack off.
This is gonna be a just call.
Man, if Christian hits this, I'm gonna sound a horn. No, he didn't.
It's Gentili who hits this flop real hard. Opalikin catches a piece that could cost him a few chips.
Yeah. Will he fire into the original razor or check to him? He has got... Oh, he's going to set the cards, just in case.
We've seen him do this before, and I assume it's legitimate at this point. Probably wanted to see if that jack was a heart or not. I know I have 1 red card.
So checks to Michael Gentili. Got to decide what to do with this.
Remember when you interviewed the 6th place finisher Rasmus, and he said that he thought about checking that 9, but it would have been really bad? I agree. I think that the set of 9s he flopped in the first hand. I think betting's the right move there. A couple people gave him a hard time in the chat saying that, oh, why didn't you check? That's playing results.
Yeah.
You know, we can see the whole cards. You gotta bet these hands in these situations. This is a little bit different because we can see that there's a hand that can call him. But, you know, there's a straight draw out there. There are straight draws out there. There's a flush draw out there. There's lots of ways your opponent can catch a piece here. And you want to not only give your opponent free cards, right, when you check,
Yep.
but you need to build a pot when you have a really strong hand. You want to be able to make sequentially bigger and bigger bets on the turn and river. So you need to start building a pot now. And sometimes when you bet your set, your opponent's just going to fold, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, I think for beginning players, you have to just be happy to win a pot and not look at how you might have missed the opportunity and go, man, I bet he folded. I knew I should have played it slow. And it takes a few years for that to end disastrously before you realize that, no, just do your thing.
Hopefully it may not even call a second time. Given that the chances of his hand improving aren't very good, and even if it does, you know, he's got dirty outs. If a heart hits, a king hitting could make some straights.
But not low.
Into a 1.22 million pot. By the way, Joe, don't forget, keep quiet so we can hear the table check.
Right, I'll shut up now.
Keep it down a bit. When you get your new president, by the way?
Friday.
Good luck.
Thank you. Gonna need it. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day. Probably gonna drink.
Big party planned. Good for you. Oh, over a minute thinking about this one. Good point, well made.
Well, it's all over for me. It's like when your mom tells you, like, well, I guess I'm just gonna rot here and die for the rest of my life. Don't bother calling or visiting.
Michael Gentili takes that one down, gets himself up to nearly 3.4 million. Middle of the pack, we've got everything. Short stack Michael Vella, 16 big blinds. Alexei,
I think she robbed the entire water department.
5.28 million.
Thank you.
Nearly 8 million, there you see. He is still down 2.7 million from the day, but at least moving in the right direction for once.
That's Gabby hooking the players up with their bottled water.
Michael was just really hoping she'd stop and chat for a while, just sit down for 10-15 minutes, just someone to talk to, please, someone to talk to. King Queen suited Christian Harder. Queen 7 suited. Dominated hand for Cliff Joseph if he decides to come along for the ride in the big blind.
Both players miss. Still kind of like a king, queen, and diamond on this board, though.
Yeah. Could just be ahead. Could improve. Straights, flushes, all the backdoor dreams still available. All it took was a continuation bet to take Christine Hahn up to 8.2 million. Do you remember previous winners here in the Bahamas?
I did remember some of them, but now I don't have to. We got a cheat sheet right there.
Man, there's some blasts from the past there. John Gale back in 2005, Gus Hansen the year before him. Interestingly, there's fluctuation of the prizes. At its most, a cool 3 million in 2009 when Nazari won it. Mike Watson, the reigning champ, up until the end of today, 728,000 is what he took. Galen Hall, John DeBella, who made it to the final table again. Always impressive to see guys not only being consistent, but being consistent in the same venue.
Yeah, fun.
It's always great for us. We love it. Gives us great pages of stats to talk about these guys returning. Two-time champion in this venue. And let us hope that as we kick this off, being the first event of the PokerStars Championship era, plenty more stories to be told. This one is going to be opened up. Harlequin has made it. I don't know. What has he made? He's made it an amount.
235, 235.
235 with his ace-8 off.
2-3-5. Well, we got some ace on ace shaping up over here.
Ace-7 suited in clubs, heads up to the flop. 570,000 in the middle.
Would you rather have the ace-8 offsuit or the ace-7 suited?
Ace-7 suited.
You like a suited card, a suited hand.
Just let me be dominated, but make it more exciting for me.
Well, both players have got a gut shot. Small chance they split if we get the showdown.
Effectively blocking each other out here.
And Gentili makes his straight on the river, also picks up a flush draw.
I mean, technically you're correct, but that's the end of the hand. Traditionally, this will be where we stop. And
well, yeah, because they always turn their cards over after this part, but if they kept going,
you're right.
He could hit a club.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Well, it is always the reverse implied odds of when you make your hand, but it gives your opponent an absolute bonkers lead. You've got third pair, ace kicker.
It's tough to let these pots go, though, when no one has shown any aggression whatsoever. You think maybe your opponent's just taking a stab at it. Maybe they're betting ace high, a worse pair.
It feels like these are the spots that mostly Alexi has thought about for a while and then folded it. No, he's going for it. Okay. Yeah, there's been a few spots like this where he...
Yeah, he picked the wrong time to all of a sudden make a
Zero.
loose-ish call. I don't think it's that loose, but if he's been playing super tight all along, he's gonna be like, yeah, that was a mistake. Let's just go back to that thing where I fold everything.
Well, as you say, because of it being flop, flop check through, turn check through, it wasn't a massive pot, it wasn't a massive bet. Still, it all counts, it all adds up. Look after the pennies and the pounds will take care of themselves, as no one I know actually ever says.
So Mike Avella continues wasting away, still with just 14 big blinds.
Raise to 240.
Doylewood.
Man, that's a fantastic reference. I haven't
Mike can.
had that one for.
He's so home game.
I mean, he is. The thing is, the guy, like, took down a 1.7 million tournament, 10 years ago. It's not like this guy just got a new table in his kitchen and invited some guys around and then they thought, let's go to the Bahamas. This guy has got some skills and some history. Oh, report in from Danny saying almost bubble time in the free roll. Good luck to you guys. Hope you're enjoying that. Sorry I went so quickly. I couldn't resist. It was pocket eights.
Pocket eights.
Is that from Robocop 5, the poker thing? They're trying to cash in on the trend.
From my old pet podcast years ago. Turned out we were always doing hand histories. They always involved pocket eights, so much so that we had a sound drop made. It was the only hand.
240.
Ace 8 raise here from Cliff Josephine.
Do you raise on him?
Ship, shipperoo.
Pocket 9s. It's a strong one.
Man, ace 8 is so close. Suited.
Yeah. Gotta be tempting.
Ace 8 is one of those hands that,
Mom.
that people widely
Good
consider.
deal for me.
Are you talking over the table with me?
I really don't want to, but
You're arrested.
I'm just not gonna say anything.
Already upset the Twitch audience.
Ace 8 is usually considered right on the line.
The good news is I'm clearly way ahead.
See, if Cliff is smart here, he might just sit staring at Michael Vella just because he can't resist talking and giving away information. And even if you're not interested now, that
The only
information
twice
might be
I get paid double.
very
Twice.
handy later on.
Yes, that's a no. That's not my fault.
Good fold, Cliff.
Nice hand, sir.
Everybody doing what they're supposed to do there.
What's that you say?
Good news is I'm clearly way ahead.
I can't tell you how much I want to break into a Frank Sinatra song.
Double 3-4 there.
We can't
Double
afford it.
3-4. That is 2 something. Blinds and anything. Like 400 G's I just picked up. Almost doubled up.
Hey, forget about it.
He didn't almost double up, but he added 4 big blinds to a 14 big blind stack, which is significant.
Yeah.
See the press?
That's the good thing about being really short stack, Joe. Every single tiny victory makes a
again.
massive difference. Queen 9 suited. He's gonna beat himself up for a while here because he keeps folding hands that I think deep down he feels are good enough to make the move with, but he can't quite pull the trigger. A lot of money at stake here, by the way. Let's not forget, we're currently paying out 140,000. I'm gonna call it 141,000 because it's so close. 141,000. The next jump, 191,000.
Wow, 50k difference.
So, hanging on, especially Cliff. Cliff is going to drop down a bit. Before, when Michael Vella was being very tight, it was a worry because the next closest play to him was so far away that laddering up seemed a bit overly speculative.
And something about his home game style says to me, that he likes to play. He wants to be involved in hands, and it's difficult for him, I think, to sit here and fold and limp in a button when you've got 18 big blinds. It's not always recommended.
The thing is, I just think there's such a huge percentage of the time, even though Alexi is behind him, is that Christian just can't help himself but bump it here. It just depends. There's not a lot of value to be had, I think, in this spot. He gives it up. Alexi's got 9-4, so I think that's going to be in the big blind. I don't know if he's really going to bother pushing back because Michael's only going to have one response. He doesn't need chicken. Yes.
These two are a coin flip after this flop. Obelikin has the worst hand for now, but he has got lots of ways to take the lead.
Interesting factoid, Joe. It's now been 3 hours since we lost Rasmus.
Jeez.
That's incredible. The guy's got a mouth like a vacuum thing.
Oh, from the kiss. I thought you came back with a couple of teeth missing.
Yeah, I did have to do a little check afterwards. He, hell of a settlement. 6-7 jack, all of diamonds. And that is good enough for a bet from Alexi. And Michael is out. Picked himself up.
I want to read a couple of tweets from Rane, who says, you ought to be able to calculate big blinds if you're going to booth comment poker, Joseph Stapleton. I'm going to say you ought to be able to English if you're going to tweet into our show.
Look at this. This is gorgeous. Like a ninja.
But why is she so slow? That takes
No, we
forever.
slow this down.
Oh!
I love that. I think that's a wonderful study of human motion.
Not human emotion, which of course Matt has none of.
What is this emotion?
What is emotion?
I understand now why you cry.
It's pretty, I like it, you're right.
It is good. I remember just a load of American players first encountering that and just freaking out, completely going, what's happening?
Raise to 225.
It was a long while ago. So, an hour left on the clock, 50,000, 100,000 on the blinds, a 10k ante. And this is an under the gun raise from Michael Gentili. With his king 8 suited, called by the short stack at the table, Michael Vella. Jack 10 off. Lincoln deciding what to do with his suited ace 3 in the small blind. Still got to worry about Cliff. Still yet to act in the big blind.
Got a great squeeze spot for the big blind. Johnny backs 2 5s. Probably not a hand he really wants to squeeze with, I don't think, unless he's ready to rip it all in.
I mean, it would look incredibly strong, wouldn't it? It would just be an absolutely fearsome move for a guy.
He just kind of destroys the value of the 5s, though, if he does that, I think.
Yeah. The 5s kind of are the cards that you don't want to play, but it gives you the idea. But with Michael Villa being so short and ICM considerations being our mistress.
Give me kudos for that last
Sir?
one. I fold it easily.
Just good.
Oh, no.
You're in.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to play it safe. Just take a flop.
4 pairs.
You heard the lady. 4 players, a pretty rare occurrence. Jack 7, 6, 2 clubs out there.
Wicked Dells on Twitch asks, how do they decide seat position on the tables? Is it just starting sack size order? No, it's random.
Random.
When we got down to 9 players, they did the last random seat draw of the tournament. And they've been in these same seats ever since. That was well over 24 hours ago. Well, just about 24 hours ago.
Checks. Check also from Cliff Josephine. Bella must be bouncing up and down in his seat, and he does indeed get it all in. Nice move.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question.
Friend Elvis used to say that.
His friend Elvis used to say
He's
Oh.
not dead yet.
I like it.
that. This guy's TCB.
Elvis today would be old, wouldn't he? He would be old.
I wrote a joke on Twitter a couple years ago that said if Elvis were alive today, he would be
Oh, my
76, but still, no, he wouldn't. He was just never going to make it,
Oh, God.
regardless.
No, there was just...
Wow, look at all these white ones I got. I don't even know how to stack them. Thanks, guys.
Nice to win a multi-way pot when you're the short stack of the table, which he is no more.
Yeah, he is now
You guys
just
might have been
overtaken
right. What I
Cliff.
need to do is stack these chips better. Just start getting a couple more. Thanks.
2.14 million for Cliff, 2.46 million for Michael Vella. Chirpy chips. I'm sure we're going to hear a joke any minute now.
Nice deal, Zach.
I very much enjoyed your intro for Michael Vella, by the way, Joe. Props. Very nice.
He didn't seem to like it that much.
Yeah, I thought he would. I thought he would give you a smile for that, but
I think that I wasn't broadcasting to the room as loud as I normally was. I
Right.
think that maybe they couldn't hear me.
an under the gun raise here from Michael with his suited ace 8. Be interested to know if somebody pushes back at him what his reaction will be. Christian Harder still has the whole table to think about, but has pocket 5. Thinks better of it. Alexei Opelikin looks down at 8-4. With that, I'm glad. Loving the pace of this, by the way, I gotta say. Not too much dwelling, not too much crazy bonker stuff, just lots of hands per level. That's what we like.
Looks like a pretty easy defense spot for Gentili. And defend he does.
Well, that is how you hit a flop, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for a book,
Wow.
just take a picture of this screen and refer back to it. It's such a shame, because I'm mean, that isn't an ace 9 in Michael Michael Bella's hand because I think this is going to be hand complete. 400,000 to call. I mean, I guess he can feel indestructible and just throw some rope out there. Having a drink there, Joe. You see that? See how relaxed he is?
Yeah.
Cool he is having a drink. He might just be thirsty.
Yeah, I think Vela gives up here most of the time. If he doesn't improve, which he does not.
Still playing a jack in the jack one.
Vela!
Well, luckily for Michael, he does not. Oh, sorry, Michael Bella, excuse me. He does not improve on that river because if the ace had come down, I think he would have found himself in a bit of a spot. But it's a king and it's a third club, 1.4 million in the middle. I think Michael Gentili can feel pretty secure that if he checked here, it would get checked back. Is there any way to get some more money for this monster hand in this front?
And Vela does a good job not to try to bluff that river. Even if his opponent didn't have a jack, whatever he
That's
called
not-
with
yeah,
on that
that's
flop
not
probably wasn't folding. The king made straights, the king made flushes.
That's not fair. You want me to hang myself there? It's not very nice. He tried. Not very nice at all. I had a pocket pair.
Bella now down to 1.8, which is how many blinds? 1.8? Help me out here.
Can't stand prosperity.
1.8.
How many blinds?
18.
18, brilliant. 2.1 for Cliff Josephine.
Felt it. I had that's exact scenario.
I'm thinking about I'm doing the math.
5 6 years ago.
21.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, look at that. The stream's on in a home game.
Zoo! The stream is awesome as ever. Thank you very much. Look at you guys. I love that.
Who is your home game's Michael Vela? I didn't see a Trilby there anywhere.
240.
Both Drea and Canadian Hitman have wrote in at the same time to tell us that Gentili sounds like Gentili.
Oh,
We know.
we know.
It was really awkward yesterday, though, when Roger Fillock was at the table.
Very sneaky down there, Mr. Michael.
Still giving him a hard time about the Jack 9 flop.
Gave you a jack.
Christian Harder has made this
Didn't give you jack
240
nine.
under the gun.
Didn't matter. Three
Up
jack
a
beat
Leakin with his ace-5 suited. He loves a
me.
suited
Jacks
ace.
and 9s beat me.
Pretty standard just call spot.
I do like having Michael Bell around the table.
I do wish, yeah, he had something to play with, though.
Yeah. I kind of wish I could just go down there and just have a little arm wrestle with him, a little tussle.
Vela de Bella
Is that too what?
would have been a good pairing. Like chocolate and peanut butter. 3 very playable hands in a short-handed game.
Come on the flop. Well, that is awesome. Thanks for that. Thank you, Fate. It's all spades, of which our 3 players have none. 10 high, 10-8-5. The 10 has connected with Michael Vela. I would imagine he will play this hard and fast if there's an opportunity. Or he might just check it all the way down just to see if he can pick up this cheeky pot. But opportunity knocks for Alexi now.
Wow.
Well, I said hard and fast. I wasn't mucking around.
Man, that is a risky shove. He's just going to get worse hands to fold and better hands to call, usually.
It's a basic style, but I keep saying this guy's got down to the
It'll
last
only cost
5.
you whatever that is to find out. Spades? Who said anything about spades? We got no spades. We don't need no stinking spades. Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
I like how he looks at Cliff every time he makes a reference. He knows the kids aren't going to
Those
get.
chips for a little longer than 1 hand.
Hey, boys!
I wish he would have called there.
But yeah, now
That
that he
little double
folded.
up speed.
Candygram.
On the small box.
I'm going to get myself a small picture of Cliff Josephine, and every time I make a reference that's 25 years or more, I'm going to look at it in my wallet.
I made a decision to break. I'm not fighting you for Brian.
I did a Blackadder one earlier on that I think 3 people got. That'll
I'm
count.
sitting there thinking, oh, that sounds like a good plan.
Alexius folded Cliff in the cutoff with an 8-9 off. Gonna let that one go. Michael Gentili is out of there. Michael Vela, pocket 3s with just Christian Harder to get through. It's gotta be tempting.
Another reason he doesn't want to necessarily rip it in the way he has been, too, is that he's not the shortest stack anymore.
No. It's pretty close, but he isn't.
And look, it's all on
Yeah,
him to
this
do
guy
his
is
style. I don't think it's certainly like not a terrible thing. Flopping a set, that's one way to get some chips back, especially when your opponent catches a piece too.
Yeah, and the king of clubs is no longer relevant, and I'm not planning to mention it. Oh, look at him, he's doing his best. Oh, I hate this. Oh, full house there.
Really?
Don't do too much of this, Michael. It's
Try the board
good.
to chop it up.
Oh boy.
I think Christian Harder metaphorically has left the building at this point. Oh! Deuce is full of fives. Versus threes full of fives.
I mean, this board's just run out perfectly for Michael Vella.
And a good check to his opponent there, who he just knows has to have a shot at this.
Well, that's why I mean that it's run out perfectly. Oh, he just called. I guess, yeah, because the
Well, the quads,
five
the
beats him,
fives
yeah.
and deuces, and yeah, it's bigger both.
I guess it was hard for him to know how perfectly it ran out for him. We can see all the cards.
That is a real key hand, though, because the fate of Michael Vella just bumps up to nearly 30 big blinds. Cliff Judge be underneath him with 21.
I don't think he can call a race. Costas asks, why can I not find the Greek live stream? Matt, do you want to tell him?
Why can I not find the Greek live stream?
Google harder.
Let me Google it for you.
Costas, there is no Greek live stream. That'll be why. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that.
But since the Greeks invented everything, maybe you could invent one.
Michael Vella makes it 240,000 with his king 9 off. Seeing a lot of pocket pairs. Sixes for Christian Harder. I think it feels like, because this is a much faster moving final table than we're used to, it feels like we're seeing a lot of hands, a lot of varied hands. I love it. I love it to pieces. Please make every single stop this year exactly like this.
Yeah, this has been a fun one. Great way to start off the new tour.
Leakin folds, and it is heads up to the flop. 630,000 in the middle. Classic race.
Would be a race if we do see all 5 cards. 6 is doing okay for now, but can't love that flop.
Christian, no doubt aware that his opponent Michael Vella has got more chips to bounce back with than previously. But doesn't seem to have chips. Winner, winner. Christian Harder up to 7.8 million.
So because of the dinner sponsorship, Matt, if you're going to say winner, winner, you have to say winner, winner, dinner, dinner. You can't say chicken dinner. Winner, winner, dinner, dinner.